Welcome back everyone, this is Kylie the Curly Crafter and today is our last and final fall DIY video of the season. I'm going to show you guys how to make a super realistic and adorable fake pumpkin pie, and if you guys would like to know how to make it, stay tuned and let's make it together in this video. Let's get started. Okay, so now I'm going to show y'all how we are going to make our fake pie crust. So the type of pie pan I'm going to use is this one by Anchor Hooking. It was about $3 and something cents from Walmart. It is a really nice glass pan, so this is the one that we will be using for our fake crust. Also from Walmart, I got some air dry clay. They have individual packages, but I got this giant tube of Model Magic. Inside has 4 of these smaller packages, and we will only be using one of them today. You will also need a rolling pin, some non-stick parchment paper, and the last thing that you need is optional. It's just something to create indents or divots in your pie crust. So we are going to start off by opening one of the 4 packages of Model Magic, and the clay on the inside will be the base for our crust. Now that our clay is ready, we are going to need to take 2 sheets of the non-stick parchment paper. The parchment paper is just going to act as some protection for the table and the rolling pin because the clay we are using is not food safe. On the other hand, if you had a crafting rolling pin, that would be safe to use just on top of the clay because you will not be using it for food. So what we're going to do is place the clay in between the 2 sheets of parchment paper and then just use our rolling pin to roll it out nice, smooth, and flat. Once you have your piece of clay nice and smoothed out to the size that you need, you will be able to remove the top layer of parchment paper and then peel off your clay. Just move everything out of the way and then take back your glass pie pan and just lay your clay on the inside of it. So now we are going to work it into the shape of the pie pan just by using our hands and fingers to press the inside corners, securing the clay and the pie pan together. After your clay has been pressed firmly and securely to the inner parts of your pie dish, then you can start squeezing the clay on the outmost edges on the rim of our pie tin so that you will be able to create a formed dome-like crust edge. After your clay has been smoothed over to your liking, then you can go in and add some texture. I'm just using one of these silicone brushes to indent some of the pie patterns. Your pie crust is ready. All you have to do is let it sit for 24 to 48 hours, then we can continue on with our next step. After 24 to 48 hours, or when your crust is dry, it definitely shrinks down in size, so if you wanted to still completely cover the edge of your pie dish, I definitely recommend making your pie form a little bit larger. So these are the colors I will be using from Apple Barrel to create the color that I want for my pie dish, so it's not an exact color, it's just kind of a mixture. So I'm going to use those colors and also some parchment paper to protect my surface. I am going to be using an empty, cleaned Starbucks cup just to use as my item for mixing all my paint colors in. I'm also going to warn you guys to not be afraid if you notice some cracks inside your pie crust. Depending on the thickness of your clay, it might crack while drying. Now that I have my customized crust color, I'm just going to use my paintbrush and paint my clay. I'm also going to use the same color and just paint the inside of my glass pie dish just to secure that you won't be able to see any of the clay through the bottom. Next, I'm going to mix up some fake frosting that I will use throughout the rest of my crust. I'm going to use a cleaned out cup once again, as well as some lightweight spackle from the brand DAP. Make sure when mixing your custom color that you mix a lot, because once again I'm going to use the rest of the same exact custom color to pour into my spackle to create the same color for my crust. In order to carry on, it is time to transfer my fake frosting mixture into a piping bag so that I will be able to pipe it onto my pan. I'm just going to use a basic round tip or the Wilton 2A. Now that all my fake frosting has been into the piping bag, I'm just going to use it to add a thin bead all around the top of the glass pie pan. This thin part of the fake spackle is going to be used to secure the clay part down into the glass pie pan. Now that they have been attached, in order to make it look more seamless and put together, all you have to do is use your finger and run it around the edge where the clay and the pie pan meet. This just will push the spackle in between the creases and make it look like one seamless piece. During this process, it removes all the extra spackle from the crust, and then you can use that to add inside any of the other major cracks in your crust that may bother you. Now to furthermore clean it up, just take a baby wipe or a paper towel and use it just to clean up the glass part of your pie dish that is still exposed. If you are going to use just spackle to fill the inside of your pie, then you will be wasting a lot of spackle, so here's a little trick. I got this pack of 2 round foam pieces from Dollar Tree, and then also from Dollar Tree one of their white foam boards, and I'll be creating something just to dummy up the bottom and save space in our pie. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay one of the foam circles inside of the center of your pie, and then take your pie pan, lay it on the piece of foam board from Dollar Tree, and trace around it to cut out a circle that you will place on top of the foam part of your pie. After our round foam circle has been cut out precisely and correctly to fit inside of our pie crust, then we can start assembling our insert for our pie. I'm going to start out by adding a bunch of hot glue onto the Dollar Tree round foam piece and adding that to the center inside of our pie. Then I'm going to do the same with our cut out round foam piece and add that on top of Dollar Tree's round foam circle inside of the pie, creating the perfect size insert to cover the inside of our pie. Now we are going to use some more lightweight spackle to create our perfect pumpkin pie filling. Using some more of the lightweight spackle inside, once again another clean cup to mix. These are the colors of apple barrel paint that I will be using to make my pumpkin pie filling, as well as later in the video some harvest orange. To add an extra level of scent and color, I'm just going to use some Dollar Tree ground cinnamon inside of my spackle mixture. Now that I have my fake pie filling to the color that I like it, I'm just going to start spreading it onto my foam, but don't worry about getting too close to the edge because I will also be adding a braided crust. Once again, for more added texture and scent, I'm going to sprinkle some ground cinnamon onto a paper plate, then use my fingers to sprinkle it onto the top of the spackle. Also, make sure that you mix a bunch of the spackle mixture that we use to seal the crust in the pan together, because we will be using some of it to create a braided crust. Are you wondering how to pipe a braided crust? If so, start with a diagonal line, and then where that line ended, just above it in the opposite direction, pipe another diagonal line, and repeat this process till you have your braided crust. The last and final step for our super realistic pumpkin pie is just creating our faked whipped cream for the center. Once again, I'm going to use some basic white lightweight spackle, and then even add in some antique parchment paint from Apple Barrel, and then add it into a piping bag and pipe it on the top as our whipped cream. The tip I am using to pipe on the whipped cream is just a basic star tip or the Wilton 1M. Let your pie sit for 24 to 48 hours so that the spackle can dry, then you are ready to decorate with it. absolutely love how my fake pumpkin pie came out, and I hope that you guys do too. It is super fake, but also in the same time it looks super delicious. And if you guys like this video and making the fake pumpkin pie with me, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video starting with some Halloween DIYs. Thank you guys for watching, and bye everyone!